from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Codes. Tastes and our toasts here on our final day of this group phase.
That's right. We're going to go right into the round of 16 after this. Well, right into it after the Lunar New Year, which means about 2 weeks from now.
It's good to be back here, guys. We've had a lot of great games so far, starting out in this group phase. We actually barely made it to our casting desk. We were actually backstage talking. Dan looks at his clock. He's like, "It's starting now."
My phone says it's 1 minute behind or 2 minutes behind what it
clock?
says here. I don't know, man.
We burst into the studio. People probably thought it's like part of the show. Like every time when it starts up, we like run in here. No.
Came down on a parachute. You came down on a zip line. I came out of the earth.
I come down and land like this with a cape around me.
There's an explosion up there.
All right, so the GSL Team League is starting up very soon, so definitely check that out. And buy tickets now because they're being discounted. The Team League, if you are unfamiliar with that, I know there are some people, for instance, only watch Code S, individual leagues. The Team League is a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun,
It's a really cool tournament.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch. It's going to be so many good games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great storylines in it. One of my favorite events.
Yeah, it's so cool. So check that out. You can also get year-long tickets.
Yeah.
And if you get that, you will be saving money in the long run. So,
because come on, you're going to watch GSL all year anyways.
Yeah, come on. You're not going to stop watching GSL. And then, you might be like, oh, I don't know, I'm just started watching this. I don't know if I'm hooked yet. And then, by month 2 or month 3, you're going to be regretting it. Save some money. Some nerds are rich, but some nerds are poor.
That's right.
Poor nerds spend your money on that ticket. It's actually a lot of content. If you really look at the price of a ticket compared to the mountain of content you get, it's pretty sick. All right, we're going to look at the match results from yesterday. Where we had some very awesome games from Marine King.
Yeah, he kicked some ass, man. Some of them were close, but he always came back. Alive got second place. Insane game over I'm Happy at the end. Slayers Brown, unfortunately, his second set looked terrible. His first set, though, looked like this guy has insane potential. I do hope he doesn't get knocked from Code A in the first round this season.
Yeah. Brown, I think in a season or two from now, he will be insane.
I think in a few seasons, he's going to be something else. He was looking pretty darn sharp, at least in the first set.
All right, let's take a look at our players. Today we have Puzzle, Parting, Keen, and Nada.
Well, 2 great Protosses, 2 great Terrans. There's Puzzle, one of the leaders of Protoss. As we see, he was a top 8 last season. Great play from him for quite some time. Now, Parting, this guy is an up-and-comer from StarTale, but I guarantee you, you are going to like his Protoss play. Then we are going to have MVP Keen, a player who kind of is in the middle. Is he Code S? Is he Code A? He seems like he's solidified himself as a Code S player, but one of the lower tier ones. And then, of course, the legend himself, the Tornado Terran, the genius nerd, the Renaissance nerd, whatever you want to call him, it is Nada.
You got a haircut.
Yeah, he's
looking
handsome
good
as ever.
He's evolved into a new form of handsome. This is, guys, the most competitive StarCraft league in the world. Most competitive esports league, most competitive show on Earth.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
You know that show where they make the guy try to be a ninja? You know what I'm talking about? And he has to climb up bars and then
Are you talking?
shimmy over.
Oh,
what's that show called?
Is it with the obstacle challenge?
Yeah.
And it's timed. Yeah. No, I know that.
What is that show called?
I don't remember what it's called.
Okay, that show. Not as hard as the show.
No, of course not,
of course not, man.
You kidding me? You put Nada on that track, he'll beat that fisherman score that got the tuna fisherman that beat the track in record time. Nada would crush that nerd. That fisherman nerd.
Way
That's
harder
no
here.
chance, man.
Iron Chef steps up. Shut up, Iron Chef. I put it back, push it back down into its chair.
Iron Chef, LOL.
All right.
Iron Nerd is more like it. Nerd Chef is more like it.
This was GSL. It might as well be Iron Nerd. All right, so we're going to go right into this game. It's going to be a PvP, Protoss versus Protoss. We don't get to cast a lot of these Artosis.
Yeah.
I'm a little excited to see how these two are going to duke it out.
Me too.
All right, it's on. In the upper left starting location, we have our Protoss player. One of 2. He is Slayers Puzzle.
Jesus, you're so funny.
Thank you. I'm doing funny stuff even when you guys can't see what I'm doing.
Pesos does little things that make me laugh all the time. I love it.
In the bottom right, we have Puzzle's opponent, a little bit newer to the scene. He is Tatu Pati. Okay, so they're very far apart.
Yep.
And this is a pretty big open map.
Yeah, it's pretty big in the center. And this map is a bit different from other maps. You know, the best build probably in the matchup is the Blink Stalker Observer, but this is not really a good map for that. You don't have a lot of surface area to truly blink in and out. You do have some, but it's just the architecture of this map does not play into the favor of that. So I feel like that brings it down to, okay, we might see Phoenix, but then when it's Phoenix's the build that's kind of up at the top, then a lot of other builds are going to come in. We may see Blink. Of course, there's always a possibility of a crazy 4-gate. One build that I've been really enjoying on this map is 3-gateway Robo and just taking 3 bases. I think that something like that can be quite nice because you're on ramps, man. Force fields are really good on this map.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a very middle-of-the-road build. You're probably going to beat a guy who goes 3-gate Robo and tries a Technical Colossus. If you macro it out right, you should be able to outmaneuver him there.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see, will we have a player here go for... Oh, look, only 38% for Puzzle. Oh, no, that's actually
that's a lot, man.
Amongst 4 players, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think he has a very good chance to get out of here. But anyways, I'm looking forward to see, will one of these players go Phoenix? And, of course, what will the other player do? That's what I want.
We're going to have to wait and see. Finally, Artosis, we are casting a Protoss versus Protoss.
Yeah.
I know there are tons of nerds out there that have just been waiting. I'm a Protoss player. I don't know how to play PvP. Somebody, please give me a PvP on GSL so I can learn.
Yeah, we don't have too many of these. This is probably the least played matchup in GSL. It's PvP, I would say.
Yeah, I think in GSL history it has to be the least played.
I think so. Well, as you see, not a ton of stats for either player. You know, Puzzle, very good player for a very long time, but took him a while to get up here, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly a player who's had some success here. Puzzle, I would say he's one of the newer players in GSL, but, you know, Parting is like the newest. If you're going to go for Codas players, Puzzle was around for a while, but he wasn't dominating.
Well, we do have what looks like a 3-Stalker rush, but is instead a 2-Stalker into Stargate build from Puzzle, while his opponent, Parting, is actually going for a 1-gate Nexus. Now, the 1-gate Nexus, of course, not at all a safe build. That is a very risky build. If Puzzle randomly decided, hey, I'm going to 4-gate this game, then he simply dies. But instead, he is doing the Phoenix build, which is a little bit slower. So we're going to have to see if Puzzle wants to do harassment and expand himself, or he's going to set up an all-in against this quick expansion.
Now, when they go Phoenixes, it can be problematic because they can get your probes if you leave your base. And, let me see
I like that stat.
Out of 6 players in Codas. But, oh, wow.
Yeah, so out of the 6 players that just got into Codas for the first time, 5 of them so far have not made it. Parting is the only one left. Can he make it?
So this will be a big deal if Parting manages to
the only non-veteran.
Yeah. Well, you know, obviously StarCraft is a game of skill and intelligence and reading your opponent, but it's also a game of experience. I mean, you could speak to this as well, Artosis, as can I, that when you actually play, you know, in front of a live audience, if you play when you know the world is watching, you know people are talking about your games, it can be a little stressful.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
And it's definitely definitely plays a role here. So, you know, some of these guys that don't have as much experience, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be nervous. They might have shaky hands.
There's no question about that, and that's one of the biggest things, actually. And, you know, people think that we overstate that sometimes, but it's not the case. Nerves are one of the biggest things in RTS when you get up to those high levels. It takes a long time to get over them for a lot of people. All right, so Puzzle has scouted what's going on, and he's starting to move out. But, you know, the amount of units that he actually has should not, I don't think, break this quite yet. Okay, so he does have the 3 Phoenixes, and that may get it into his favor. You know, he can grab that Sentry. I like look at it, I'm like that force feeler, that's what I call it in my brain. Taking a lot of damage there. That's something very good.
I'm surprised he peaked with the Stalker. That's weird. He could have checked what the Phoenix is.
Well, the Phoenix is going in the back. Will he go after probes here? Oh, and he will. That's That's an interesting choice because now those Phoenix is not going to be used in the battle, which means he probably won't actually want to attack.
You know what I think he wants? He wants the Stalkers to go into the back of the base and save it, and then he can go to the front.
Yeah, but Parting's playing just right. This is not a situation where you walk back. You actually just sit there. You say, okay, kill probes. Every Graviton beam you use, that's one less unit you can pick up in the main battle.
Yeah, oddly enough, probe's not as important.
And here we go. Good force fields, picking up a sentry and then getting out of there, not losing any Phoenixes yet. Does have a lot of Zealots. The probe's coming up, though. Parting has to keep microing here. And will he hold? It's looking kind of close.
Oh, nice. Picking up the Immortal, even though he won't kill the Immortal, it's just not in the battle for that.
He's dealing a lot of damage, and his Stalkers are staying alive because of that. And, in fact, both Immortals need to be targeted down. Puzzle messing up here.
Yeah, not focusing here.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised at all that Parting ends up holding that off. Definitely some mistakes from Puzzle here. Trying to force mistakes out of his opponent, and that just did not occur here. Now, picking up some more units, I feel like you really should have picked up the Immortal there instead. It was already pretty badly hurt, but now going after it, and it looks like Parting's going to be able to take this first game tasteless.
Yeah, you know, the strats from Puzzle were pretty cool, but it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, you know, I definitely have a lot to say about that. I'll wait until after.
I actually have some stuff to say about that as well.
GG. So here's what we saw.
I want to point out one thing that I think could have made that strategy from Puzzle work.
Yeah.
Go to the main and just pick up one probe. Yeah. And then see if the Stalkers come back. If they don't bite the bait, then great, you have more.
You're completely right. That's where he went wrong because, I mean, I don't know what was going through Puzzle's head there. That never, ever should have worked. Obviously, the build is mapped out by Parting to stop a later rush. And not only that, but he made Phoenixes, which cost a lot of resources, take a bit to make, and then he used them on probes. And as you said, he should have. What he was trying to do by lifting probes was force a big mistake, force Stalkers to go back, so he could just walk up and kill him. That's weak play. He's actually like gambling. He's like, maybe you'll do something stupid.
Yeah, that's the wrong way to play StarCraft. To bank on your opponent making a mistake.
You can bank a little bit on. You can be like, all right, let's
lift
the probe.
The possibility.
Let's fly this back here. Let's see if his Stalkers start to walk back. You can like do something like that, but you know what? When you use all your lifts, imagine if he had a bunch more lifts in those battles. Imagine if he had 3 more lifts, 4 more lifts. I think he would have actually maybe just barely won the battle. But as is, of course you're not going to win it.
Yeah.
What?
Kind of, I mean, we did learn a lot, though, in that game.
Yeah, no, we learned one way absolutely not to use Phoenixes. If you want to do probe harassment, you have to play economically.
And on that note, when you're getting harassed by Phoenixes, it's okay to lose the probes.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to have a big army. Eventually.
Yeah, if you have the 2 bases and he's staying on one, you want him to pick up your probes.
When people go Phoenixes against me, I'm actually fine. I just keep making probes.
Yeah.
I'll chrono boost out the probes continuously.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then I just have a big ground army.
Yeah, man.
It's fine.
Absolutely. And then sometimes you can even counterattack. But anyways, Parting played very well with a very risky build. Puzzle, with a very solid good build, played poorly. So Parting takes that game. Can Puzzle come back? The map is going to be Daybreak. We will see. PvP on this map. It's a long map, man, but Warp Gates don't care how long a map it is.
That's right. All right, game number 2. Can Puzzle come back, or is Parting going to close us out? We're going to find out soon here at the GSL Codex.